Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to take you for a hike. I am on business in Alabama and I do have some time every morning to do some hiking. So I came to this place yesterday as well, but I'm going to take a different approach today, just taking a shorter track. I did the whole entire one yesterday, which is 5 miles. Today I'm just going to take half of it, which is just one of the loops. You have to drive up a half a mile on a dirt road to get here in the parking lot. So I'm only going to take this shorter loop today. Which is 2.5 miles. People losing stuff. So we're gonna come back this way. Here they have a trail, a separate trail for hikers and bikers, and then there's a separate one running along is for horses. Such a beautiful morning. It's around 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is twice as much as we have at home. So if I went this way, that is for the horses and this one is for everybody else. They probably could have done better job of putting signs up as to which way you're going, because you'll see when we get to the intersection it's kind of misleading that there's only one way to go, but you actually can go to two ways, whether you just want to come back on the first loop or you want to go to the next loop, which I did yesterday. So today it's just going to be a shorter one. The reason I like to hike is because it clears my head, and of course it's good for you, for your body, and it's a little more challenging than just walking on a sidewalk or a treadmill the same distance, because the ground is uneven and you have to use more of your muscles. So whenever I do these hikes by myself, it lets me think about future plans. I get my best ideas for things that I want to do. Try not to think about work. You can actually turn that off intentionally just by thinking about something else. Yesterday when I was here, I was thinking about my cabin as to what I need to still do and when I'm gonna be able to get out there. And I was thinking that next week I do have a trip to go to Youngstown, Ohio, to which I'm gonna drive to. And I actually pass West Virginia, where my cabin is, and it takes me about an hour side trip to get to the cabin, which is not bad. Normally from home it takes me 2.5 hours to get there, so I may actually go out either this weekend or the weekend on the way back. I'll just have to take a look at the weather forecast, because I want to go when it's kind of nice, not freezing, because I have to do some work outside. One is going to be try to build my greenhouse. That's kind of halfway done. Not even halfway, but I made good progress on it last time I was there, but still I probably need like 2 or 3 days of work on it. And the other things I'm gonna have to do out there is get my garden ready. I did rebuild the garden beds a couple of years ago and that really worked well. However, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of weeds, not just on the pathway, which needs to be cut, but also in the beds. So there are some people coming, so I'm going to stop talking. I think I'm gonna do a stop here so I can let people go farther away from me. The other things that I want to work on is the farmhouse, right? I am still working on the drywall next to the stairs. That will probably take me at least 2 or 3 days of work, because I have to hang that drywall and then start mudding it, and the mudding will probably have multiple sessions unless I'm gonna use that fast drying one. I don't know which one I have. I think I have the one in the bucket, which is not the fast drying one. I have to take a look if we still have some of the powder that you have to mix, because that is actually the fast drying one. So when the drywallers did their work, they left me a bunch of things like drywall screws and some drywall cutoffs that are big enough to reuse, and of course a bucket of mud, and I think there's some more stuff, but it's very helpful because I didn't think I'm gonna have to drywall, but I am drywalling again. And then once I've done the drywall piece, then I have to stain the stairs. So that part I'm looking forward to. Kind of like to do painting. And then of course I have to paint the stairwell. I think we primed it before, but I'm probably gonna just prime it again, and because I do have a new drywall piece, and then paint it. And then I still have to put some kind of flooring on the upstairs level for the bedrooms. And I've been thinking about just using floating fake wood, vinyl planks or whatever, only because it's not much cheaper than the actual oak, but it's easier to install. And it's lighter, and I think for bedrooms that would be good. I think at this point I am torn between that, because if I do find something that looks real wood, I'm gonna go for it. And if it matches the color that I have downstairs, that would be even better. If not, then I'm gonna have to go and just get some more oak wood floor, just like I did for the bottom level. Now, one thing I found out with Home Depot is that depending on which store you go to, they may not have the same supplies. Like my main Home Depot store that's near to my house does not have that wood floor that I used for downstairs. I actually had to have them order it and had it delivered. And when they say delivery is free, one thing I did not realize, that they actually bump up the price compared to whereas if you go to the store they have it in stock. So I went to a different Home Depot because I looked online. I went to a different Home Depot that's kind of on the way to the farmhouse, and they had it in stock, and each case was about $50 less. So that's a huge difference, except now they don't deliver from there for free, so I had to take it in my car. So you can only take so much, right? I think I was able to take 2 cases with me at once. At any rate, if each trip I'm gonna save about $100, I think I may be able to actually do 3 cases, $150 a trip. To me that's worth it, worth the hassle. So that's what I would have to do if I decide to go with the oak. So what else I need to do? The gardening season is approaching, and my favorite time is really being outside. And Now I have to think about 3 gardens, right? I have a garden at home, which is in pretty good shape. It's ready for planting. I still have to turn my compost pile and see what I got and put some of those on the beds again. I did that at fall where I had some compost, and I put those on the beds for the garlic that I remember. And then at the farmhouse we need to redig the garden and make it bigger actually than last year. Last year was just a test trip. And it was certainly not enough with all the stuff you want to grow. So that will be fun. Except the owner of the house doesn't want to give up more lawn space. Except wants to go lengthwise, which is just gonna make a big skinny bed, which I think is dumb, but we'll see what we can do. And the last one I just mentioned, the farmhouse garden, right? Which needs to be in place actually first, because that's where I plant my first things like my onions and potatoes for sure. That's gonna go out there because those don't need attention. They can just grow on their own. I don't need to water them really or weed them much because it's not guaranteed that I'm gonna be there often enough to do that. It's a nice view. So I need to prioritize obviously as to what I'm gonna do because it's just so much, and I'm kind of getting older, and I used to be able to get everything done in one day. Now that needs 2 days because I gotta pace myself. I do get extremely tired at the end of the day where I'm hardly able to move because I just did too much. And we gotta realize that a lot of things happened in the last 6 years, which not just weaken my body, but it makes it harder to get going again. Once I rest, it's hard to get going again, so I don't rest. And that's not good. Alright, so going back to things I need to do. At my house, I want to replace the ceiling lights in the kitchen, which are these old bowls on the ceiling, and I really don't like them. They were installed like probably 20 years ago, so I'm gonna do the recessed wafer lights. And I do have leftovers from the farmhouse actually. I think I have 3 left, so I'm gonna put 2 in the kitchen, and these are waterproof ones, so it's best to use it for those type of places anyway. And I don't know, I used the 3rd one maybe in the family room downstairs, and then I have to buy 2 more to make them all. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put one in the hallway upstairs, so that will take care of the 3. Oops. So that's one. The other things I have to do at my house is replace some of the electric receptacles, because I have a couple of them that don't work anymore. And these were the original ones, came with the house from the 70s. So what are we looking at? 50 years ago, 50 some years ago. So I gotta go around and just basically inspect them all and replace any of them that is like touchy or doesn't work at all. And in the bathroom I have a light switch that kind of touchy, so I'm replacing that. As far as electricals, I'm gonna clean the bathroom fans or replace them because one of them is noisy. Okay. And I do want to repaint my house this summer inside. I want to make it more uniform. Instead of having different colors for the bedrooms, I think I'm gonna make them all the same but lighter colors. Right now they're just too dark, I think. And I'm gonna replace some of the fence posts in the backyard. I'm still not gonna replace the whole entire fence. I just keep replacing things, pieces, which is fine. So that's about my house. Back to the cabin. Once I've done everything I wanted to do outside, I gotta work on the inside. The first thing I'm gonna do is finish the flooring in the bathroom so I can have the toilet installed and the sink. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna paint the second bedroom, which was never even primed. But for that I have to move stuff out, because I use that for storage, so that's one. And then I can do the flooring on the entire rest of the cabin, which should go fast because I'm using laminate click together planks. And after that I have to put up the trims for the doors, the internal doors. That will be a day. I actually have to rehung one of the doors because it doesn't close. And I want to put in windowsills inside. I'm looking forward to that. That's a fun project. I still have to have someone go up to the chimney and put on an additional 2-foot section. I already bought that years ago. It just needs to be put up there. I'm not a big fan of heights, So I don't know if I'm gonna pay someone or get someone to do it for me. I think I'm going the right way. So after that, the next priority would be to build a kitchen in the cabin. So I haven't decided yet as to whether I'm gonna build my own cabinets, because I only really want cabinets on the bottom, lower cabinets. And then I also haven't decided what kind of stove, if any, I'm gonna buy, or just a cooktop. I'm not planning to do a lot of cooking, but to me it would be a good idea to make it so one can cook anything and bake anything. That would be good. So of course I have to buy a fridge, and I don't think I bought a kitchen sink yet. I think I have not, so I have to do that as well. I better check, because I got so excited when I got this cabin. I bought a bunch of things for it, and they're just sitting in storage in the second bedroom and in the shed. So I'm gonna go through that. I have to clean the shed anyway, so that's another project, right? And I want to reinforce the shed floor because it's kind of wobbly, spongy. And what else I want to do with the cabin? Let me think. I do want to fix the dock. I'm back. I had to pass by some hikers. So I was talking about the kitchen in the cabin, right? I did buy some wood, again, many years ago, when it was cheaper, to build some stuff for my cabin. And one of those were wood and furniture grade plywood. And that was for me to make lower cabinets based on Anna White's plan, which I'm still probably gonna try to do. But if that doesn't work out, then I can also buy just stock cabinets, and I know how to install them because I've done them at the farmhouse. And also I do have wood to make a dining table, kitchen table, kind of a farmhouse style, old-fashioned, again based on Anna White's plan. And also have wood for a farmhouse bed. So here I am with a lot of projects ahead, and I know that I'm gonna be flipping these around. It's not gonna go in this order because it depends on my mood. If it's something that really does not have to be done per se today, then I might bypass that and do something else. And I do love building furniture and just working with wood. So going back to the subject of the dock. So the dock, I built almost 100 feet of it, but I either didn't do a really good job or things were just warped and settled and whatnot. But it's kind of wavy at some places. So because I built it with screws, as I always do, I can unscrew the legs, and I can reposition them to level them out. Huh, interesting. I don't remember this guy. I do. So that would be something I want to do when it's not too hot, obviously, and maybe when the water level is low. Because last winter, or 2 winters ago, they actually drained the lake, so you could just walk out there if you needed to on the lake floor. So I'm gonna have to kind of play it by ear. Would be nice if I can get to it before the water level is up to normal. And then there's a platform at the end of the dock that certainly needs help. That's the original one, and it's sort of tipped. So I may have to replace some parts of the wood. So I still have some fallen trees that I have to slice up and clean up, especially the one next to my shed, the big oak that split. There's the creek down there. So a lot of work to be done. I want to have the driveway fixed to my cabin because it's getting to be a problem. It gets washed out and stuff. So which way do I go now? This is the way I'm going. Alright. As I said, some of these signs don't help you a lot because it just tells you that you can't go with a horse or a bike, but it doesn't tell you which way you're going, like how much you have, what mile are you at, and which trail you're on. It didn't say that anywhere so far. What is the name of this trail? It just says on the map. However, when you go to the other trail that's on the top of this trail, there are signs for that. I hope you're having fun as much as I am. I'm actually getting a little hungry. It's around 11 a.m. Had my morning coffee and that was it, which is normal for me. But when you're actually hiking, it makes you hungry than eating all day so far. And that's okay, I'll have my lunch before I go to work. Back again. The good part is that they do have signs up there that you're still on the trail, but you can tell because the trail is well worn. We're gonna end up at the creek. There will be, I think we're getting to the creek, or is that just an empty ravine? Can't remember. But there's a bridge which we will not cross unless we want to do the other loop. So that's where I sort of got lost yesterday because I took the bridge. And again, that will take you to the top loop, which is another 2 miles and some. So if you just want to do a short loop today, you've got to go to the left at that bridge to complete this bottom loop. Lots of people here on a weekday. Today is Wednesday, my last day here. I'm leaving, flying out early in the morning tomorrow. Oh yeah, I remember this spot where you kind of have to step on rocks to get through. And they must have done this on purpose, so you get the adventure. There's no bridge. Okay, so we are down at the creek, nice waterfalls. I am going on the foot trail instead of the horse trail, which is up there. I did see 2 people riding horses. I tried to film it. I don't know if I did capture them, but they disappeared pretty fast in the wood. Let me know if I need to invest in a GoPro or something, because I am just filming with my phone. And for this type of things, maybe this is not the best way to do it. I'm just being cheap. I had so many different cameras that I went through over the years that I just stopped buying them and just using my phone. So this is where you would go across if you want to take the top loop as well. If you do that, it's gonna be 5 miles or so. Back again at some hikers passing. I had met at least 6 people today. Yesterday the only people I saw was 4 ladies at the end of the hike, but I didn't see anyone really on the upper loop. For sure there was nobody. I'm thinking most people just do the bottom loop, which I can see why. It's long enough. It's a good hour of hike. We're going uphill now, so I'm not gonna talk that much, which is a good thing, right? from my previous hikes yesterday and the day before, I picked up some interesting looking deadwood pieces that I'm gonna make into hooks for my potting bench, and I'll make a video of that as well, and I'll link it to this one when it's ready. That's something I can work on a rainy day or when I'm snowed in at my house. That would be an exciting project, at least to me. Tell me in the comments what this is. I kind of heard about that it's being valuable to use it like as an interesting piece in log homes. Like if you making a column, this makes it more valuable because it's an interesting abnormality on the tree. So let me know what this is called and if it's true that it is a desired feature on columns for log homes. There's one. You don't see many of those. Well, at least not where you walk. I think I'm gonna make a short video of that one because I really am not sure people are gonna watch this video this far into. Okay, so I remember this. So here's my dilemma with the signs, right? This says the horse trail, right? And assumption is that this is the walking trail. But wasn't clear to me whether I had to go this way to go back to the parking lot or this way. So they really need to put a sign right here that you are actually going back to the parking lot. I was trying yesterday to use my map, and when I walked this way, the map app was showing me that I'm walking away from the parking lot because it's curvy and it's over there somewhere. And that's where I saw the old ladies, a group of old ladies, and I asked them, I said, is this the way to the parking lot? Because I was doubting myself and I was running late already to work, and yes, this is the way to the parking lot. Yeah, because yesterday I was not planning on walking both trails. I ended up doing that because confusing signage or lack of signage. Okay. So one of the advantages doing the top loop is that at the top you will actually see a beautiful view of the water and the mountains. It's just worth the hike at least once. So I took pictures of it. I will put them in here. So you can see it. But this is also a nice hike. Again, it's quiet when people are not talking, like myself. And it's sunny in here, so it's not like you're in the shade. Perfect day to hike. There's a little breeze just when you need it. If you made it this far in this video, I applaud you. That just means you have the same interest as I do. And don't forget to like and subscribe, they say, right? And of course, comment as to where you are, what kind of hiking you do. I would love to know that. Especially if you're on a different continent. I did try to hike one time in Australia, but it wasn't really a hiking place. It was more of a kind of a state park type of thing, where you just walk around a lake, sort of. So no, I didn't go out to the outback because I think it would have been far away and I didn't have a car. I had to take Uber. So, or I took the bus. I think I took the bus. I may have pictures of that, so I may put it in here somewhere. I don't always even take pictures of my hikes, but I do have pictures from California when I hiked. And I have some other ones on discs, but I don't have a disk drive anymore. I gotta work on converting those pictures. Oh boy, remember the old cameras where you had to go and have it printed on paper? And then at one point they would save your pictures on a disc as well, or you could just have just a disc. I think I have a couple of those. But I also have boxes of paper pictures that at one point I need to make it digital. And when is that gonna be? When I have that kind of time? Oh man. I almost feel like it's better to have paper pictures. You're not gonna lose data on those unless your house burns down. Knock on wood. And I believe I still have that camera. I have to look at it because I don't even know if I may have like a half done roll of film. So do you guys know if anybody still does those type of film processing, like CBS used to do that? Let me know, because I don't want to look like a fool walking into CVS with a roll of film and finding out that I missed my boat. Now I'm curious because I'm pretty sure I have a roll of film in the camera. Oh boy. And that must be again like, I don't know, 20 years old at least. At least. Let me think. What was the last time I actually used that camera? It actually must be 30 years plus. Wow. I can't believe how time flies. And I can't believe I hold on to old stuff. You think I can sell it on eBay, the old camera? Even if I get $1 for it, I think it would be funny. Because nobody really wants it. It's just for fun. It still works. Alright, so here we're gonna climb up a little bit. I know we're getting close to the parking lot because I do hear street noises coming from the right. So this part is not so quiet anymore. So you see, we are back to where we came from. That's the parking lot, so I'm gonna sign off at this point. See you next time.